Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Marketing Podcast, your source for all things marketing. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author in one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Dan Salganik on the line. He's founding partner over at VisualFizz and also a founding partner over at the newly launched Commoot. So, Dan, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
So I'm excited to get into the recently launched Commoot, but before we do that, I want to let's start off with VisualFizz. So first, tell us a little bit more about the company, please.
Yeah, definitely. So we actually just recently celebrated our 3-year anniversary. Very exciting.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a journey, and we started off kind of trying to figure it out, right? I worked at a number of different marketing agencies and got to learn quite a bit. I was a project manager, so I really knew the ins and the outs of the finances, the strategy, the types of projects, the clients, what they kind of looked for, et cetera. And, I've always been an entrepreneur, came from an entrepreneurial family. And when I met my co-founder, it was an interesting story, which basically led to me being out of the continent for 3 months and us trying to figure out how to build a company from scratch. But over the past 3 years, we have basically worked with a hybrid of different types of clients and a number of different types of unique projects, ranging from growth stage startups and organizations to mid-size organizations to even Fortune 500, and really kind of just helping them build their story and their narrative, while also helping them expand from a marketing perspective.
Any specific industries or niches you focus on or work more with than others?
We've been relatively agnostic over our first couple of years, but going forward, we're actually starting to move into approximately 50% of our projects being in the construction, the manufacturing space, as well as some of let's call it the services that align with them. So, for example, design, engineering, architecture, companies of that nature, as well as real estate. That's probably going to be about 50% of our business moving forward. And the other 50%, because we're just really excited about working with different industries and learning about different types of clients and some of the challenges that they face, we keep relatively agnostic.
Let's switch it up a bit. Let's get into this recently launched Commoot. Tell me more.
Yeah, so Commoot was really, when we started VisualFizz, one of the underlying thoughts was we want to build a software company, as I think a lot of agencies do. We actually tried to do that first and, decided to switch paths a little bit. When I used to commute into work almost every day, and I absolutely hate driving. And I was in Chicago traffic, and if anyone knows our traffic, it's pretty bad. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching these trucks roll by and there's no advertising on them. And I'm thinking why are people looking at a billboard hundreds and hundreds of feet away when there's a truck literally in front of me and I'm stuck in front of it? I would tell you, any agency that can get 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minute, 3 minute ad impressions has obviously gotten the secret sauce. So I thought about it for a sec, and we actually decided to create an out-of-home marketing company which uses the sides and the backs of truck trailers as our medium. And going a little step further, because I do come from the digital world, what is a campaign without analytics? We've utilized AI and machine learning in our process so that we can measure kind of the unmeasurable in the out-of-home space, which is number of impressions, impression times, quality of impressions, types of cars on the road, speed of cars, and a bunch of other kind of attributes which allow us to really understand who's looking at our ads, which never really existed in the past.
Wow, that's so interesting. I love it. And what a concept. And when I see your, how have people been receiving this? I'm just curious. Because I've seen, and then just to be clear, so when I think of doing that, I feel like a Walmart or something. They maybe have it because it's their truck, but they own it and it's a Walmart brand, right? So they're doing theirs. But I've never heard or seen another an outside brand. First thing I'm thinking is, Dan, how do we get my podcast all over the size of these trucks in Chicago? I want some more downloads.
It's actually, they can be completely nationwide. So, it could be Chicago or the whole U.S. But yeah, there's two sides of it. A company like Walmart that owns their own trucks can definitely be a client of ours in their own capacity, because we can retrofit their trucks to fit with our technology so that they can get all this information. Because at the end of the day, Walmart or any of these other companies pay for advertising and outdoor advertising, but why not utilize their assets that they already own? So that's a piece of it. But what you're asking, and really our target market, are companies that are other CPG, consumer packaged good companies, or technology companies, or SaaS companies, something like a Facebook and LinkedIn and MailChimp, who are already utilizing outdoor ads. My thought was, why not put these technology companies that don't have a physical product that you can hold on a billboard, which is over 1,000 square feet, rolling through the highway, or in most cases sitting in a highway, where people literally have to stare at them. So yeah, it's definitely actually the market is companies that haven't really done that before, and that's kind of the interesting part.
And now, so on one of my other shows, not this one, not the marketing one, but on another one, the business one, or even the innovation one, I talk to a lot of logistics guys, and like a lot of these trucks are independently owned, depending. So are you working with independent drivers? Are you working with just big companies? Or I'm just curious on the driver side of things.
Sure. Yeah. So while we're still a pretty small company, we have to kind of manage our logistics and make sure we're working with owners that are a bit patient. So we're working with small businesses, so not independents, but the shops that have between 10 and 100 trucks, because we never know when a big order is going to come. We might have an order tomorrow from a major tech company that wants to, talk about the launch of their new product in the fall or whenever it is, and they may take out 50 trucks right there. At the same time, because we're a bit of a startup, we're working with kind of a wide variety of different types of clients and customers, so they may only require 3 trucks. But definitely kind of the middle point is where we're looking right now. And we do pay the trucks, so it's kind of like the Airbnb model. You guys have space, we want the space, we'd love to rent it out, we pay you for it, so that's kind of how we did it.
Man, that's awesome. I love it. What a great idea. That's innovation right there. That's awesome, Dan. So what's the plans for 2020? What's next? You got a lot of things cooking.
Oh yeah, that's it's fun. Don't get to sleep too much. But yeah, 2020 is looking good. From VisualFizz, we've doubled year over year, every year or more. And this year our goal is to at least triple. It's aggressive, and my team knows it. But we have a great, we have great prospects, we have great clients, we have a great team. We have the ability to triple from an operational standpoint. But not only that, it's just starting to work with more clients who really are passionate about what we're doing and building relationships that are long term. When you're 1 or 2 years old and you're kind of building your brand, you take anybody you could get, and we've had some really great clients. But obviously at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, it's any project, bring it my way. At this point, we're a little more picky. We want to work with clients that want to be with us for years. We're building annual retainers. We're getting to know their team, our clients and their families, and building that personal touch. So that's VisualFizz for 2020. In 2021, we're going to keep on, push forward. And then from Commoot, we just actually launched our first set of trailers, and we're launching them this month and probably a little bit early into next month. And we're going to be learning a lot, because basically, due to the complexity of the business, it took us about a year to get to just the first launch of our first camera on our first truck. There's a lot of back-end stuff we have to build. So I'm incredibly excited about that. But over the next year, we really want to bring Commoot out and let people see the technology that we've been building. So I don't have a number that's quantifiable for there yet, but honestly, the big thing is just getting the word out, pushing 20, 50, 100 trucks out there and continuing to learn.
Man, that's awesome. I love it. This is exciting, Dan. Well, hey, I'm excited to watch Commoot grow, and I'm excited to watch VisualFizz continue to have its stellar growth. So all great stuff there. Really appreciate you coming on the show today to share more about what you're doing and what you're up to at the new company, or I should say the recently launched company. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Dan, thanks again for coming on the show.